So this is Watcher in the Woods, 1980, a Disney film, and this is like a dark kind of fairy tale, I would say, horror fairy tale. And it's pretty good. I've heard of it for years, now and then. Um, didn't really know much about it. Just went into it, started watching it, and actually really enjoyed it. Um, it kind of does remind me of other Disney fairy tales, maybe like Cinderella a little bit, and there's Betty Davis. Yes, that Betty Davis plays Mrs. Aylwood, who's this old woman who lives in this really nice house in the English countryside. I think it's in England. I don't know. Maybe it's Wales, but it's a really big house. But she's gonna rent it out, and she'll live like in the side house. She has a lot of land, and she's doing this for more income, or that's what the people that go there think. And there's images of her, and she kind of looks like, I think it's like Cinderella. Does she? Let's see. Like kind of like the witch in that. Oh no, from Snow White. Yeah, this kind of reminds me of Snow White a little bit. It's not that kind of fantasy though, where there's like dwarves and stuff, but just kind of mysticism, an eerie feel in the woods. I really like the way they filmed the woods in this. Um, so she's renting it out. A family goes there. They have two daughters. One is Kylie Richards, who's in Halloween, as the little girl in Halloween. So yeah, and she's in Halloween. She's in Halloween, Kills and Ends, and maybe the 2018 one too. And she's like friends with Jamie Lee Curtis. Um, but it's funny because she's like friends with Jamie Lee Curtis in that movie, and Jamie Lee Curtis is like, I mean, what is she, like 20 years older than her? Let's see. Okay, she's like 11 years older than her. Okay, but anyways, she's Kylie Richards is like a little girl in this. She's probably like about 11, 12. And they have another daughter who's older than her, played by Lynn-Holly Johnson. Mother and a father. The father is, see, is the mother British? The mother, I think, is English. The father's American. He's like a musician, and they're gonna stay there. And instantly, both girls kind of find the place creepy, especially the older girl. And Betty Davis is pretty creepy in it. And she starts talking to Lynn-Holly Johnson, and then she asks her like if she is sensitive. Does she ever like see things? Is she sensitive to, like, I forget what she says, like mysticism? And she doesn't really answer her. And then after that, Betty Davis says, "Okay, you can rent the house." And then later they find out that Betty Davis had a daughter who went missing 30 years before, almost exactly 30 years before. And the movie unfolds and you find out more about that. And um, this movie's got a really good tone, like with the woods but nearby. Um, some of this kind of reminds me of like Excalibur, John Borman's Excalibur, the way that the woods are shot. So I really enjoyed that. It's got a nice old school fairy tale feel. Although there's no like, there's no wizards or dwarves or anything like that, but I don't know, it's an interesting movie that Disney used to make more interesting movies, I think. No offense to what they're making now, but I don't know. This is a very interesting movie. It has two directors, John Hugh and Vincent McEvity. I haven't seen any of their other stuff. Um, One of them directed some Star Trek episodes. I think Next Generation. But but yeah, and you learn her daughter disappeared, and I guess I'll get into spoilers now. It's kind of hard to talk about it without that. Um, so just overall, I like the movie. If you can, go check it out. It's about 2 hours long. It doesn't really feel like it to me. I really enjoyed it. Um, and Kylie Richards is pretty young in it, but she's pretty good actress in it. Um, there's some creepy scenes with her. Like they're having visions, kind of. She is, and her older sister. Kylie Richards keeps saying that the older sister keeps saying stuff to her, but she's not saying it. She gets Kylie Richards gets a little dog, and she names it Narek, which is Karen spelled backwards. Betty Davis's daughter was Karen, and just it's just like creepy, just like the name of Narek. I think it's just a kind of a creepy fantasy name, and yeah, it's got a really creepy tone. I really dug it. Um, but yeah, so spoilers. So later, it's revealed that her daughter was part of this ceremony in that she ran off in the middle of the night. Well, she snuck out with three other people, and they went to this old chapel. And they had this like secret society kind of thing, and they were all in it. And then she was gonna be admitted to the secret society, and she had this blindfold on, and they're all surrounding her locking hands and like doing this chanting. But then all of a sudden, like the root, like this beam of light hit the top of the roof, and this was also during an eclipse, and the roof catch on fire. Before they told her she can't move, she can't take off the blindfold, so they're all getting scared. They all start to run away, but she just stands there. Then there's a bell on the top of the chapel. It breaks because the roof's on fire. It falls down, and one of the guys stays looking at her, and she disappears. And then it hits, and then disappears. They never see her again. The police never find any remnants of her body. Nothing. So 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 this is big mystery. People just think she like ran away, whatever. She disappeared. Betty Davis never really believes that. She thinks that she's somewhere out there. She tells this to the two girls, and it's pretty good because in the beginning you think Betty Davis is evil. Actually, like when they rent the place, she kind of says to herself, looking at the woods when she's by herself, she's like, "Is this what you want?" like is this girl like what you want or something, and you don't know what she's talking about. You think like she's gonna like sacrifice these girls, or maybe the older girl with the blonde hair, because she kind of looks at her kind of weird. And so so you think that she has evil intentions. And throughout the movie she actually saves the older girl with blonde hair. Falls into this lake. This is really like a pond. It's in the woods. There's these flashes of light that occur. Pretty cool effects. I wonder how they did it. Um, and then she sees these lights flashing in the woods because Kylie Richards runs off in there to find her dog Narek. And and then Lynn-Holly follows her. And she finds her, but then she's near a pond, and there's a flash of light. She falls into the pond. She gets trapped under branches in the pond. Betty Davis comes out of nowhere and pushes her down, and you think she's trying to kill her, but she's actually pushing her down to get her out of the branches, and then they pull her up. And she thinks she was trying to kill her, but Kylie Richards says no, she's actually trying to save you. So she actually saves her. And then later, and then later in the movie she keeps talking to them. She gives Kylie Richards like this dollhouse kind of that her daughter had. And yeah, it's just revealed that she just wants her daughter back. She doesn't know what happened, but she kind of has a sneaking suspicion that she's out there in the woods somewhere. And basically later they have to redo the ritual, because it's revealed that this entity that was in the woods, and almost like an alien entity, because it's almost revealed this is like sci-fi but not fantasy, but you think it's fantasy up until the very end. And this like entity, that this like glowing light switched places with Betty Davis's daughter, who's wearing the blindfold, during this ceremony. But it was like an accident, and it didn't mean she didn't. The entity didn't mean for it to happen, but the entity's been trapped there. Davis's daughter is somewhere else into the void, almost in the Phantom Zone from Star Superman or something. So they have to redo this ritual, and they do, and there's an eclipse happening right then, just like 30 years before. So they have to do it then, and they redo it, and Betty Davis's daughter comes back. And Lynn-Holly Johnson almost gets trapped too, but like basically her love interest, this British guy, knocks her down and gets her out of there. So, but yeah. Anyways, I really like the movie. It's got a great creepy tone to it. And in the end, it's revealed that she's not evil, Betty Davis, and I thought it was well done. Um, Definitely an interesting Disney movie that I've heard about. I think it flopped. So, many filming locations in this movie had previously been utilized in Robert Wise's earlier horror movie, The Haunting, 1963. Oh wow, Diane Lane was almost the older daughter in it, but she was replaced last minute. Well, that's interesting. Director John Hughes was not involved in the reshoots and additional photographies on the movie's ending. Oh, okay. But yeah, it's a really good movie. I mean, but that's in Diane Lane was almost in it. Wow. But yeah, I think that's about it. Check it out. I really liked it. Like, comment, subscribe, and that's it.